welcome back to the channel. And this is episode 300. I can't believe we're on 300 already. I want to thank you guys for, a really epic adventure over the last 300 podcast episodes and all these different guests I've had on. And some of you guys have had on more than once, more than twice, and really enjoyed meeting every single one of you. And this episode coming up is with someone I've actually followed on Instagram. We followed each other on Instagram for quite a while, and finally got the chance to hook up and do a podcast and have a chat. So it turned out really good. Thank you, Chloe, for being the lucky number 300. K Factor 39. I know that you and I had chatted a few weeks ago about maybe planning some kind of group episode for 300, and I really was wanting to do that, and we got busy. My wife and we had a lot of things come up that I just didn't have time to schedule something with a big group. Okay, so, and I didn't want to wait to publish more podcasts because it is already more than halfway through January, and I am looking to hit number 400 before the end of the year, of this year. Okay. So I want to have 400 podcasts out before the end of 2024. All right. That's our goal. Y'all can help me with that. All right. By being a guest on here. If you have not been a guest on here, I invite you to hit me up on Instagram or comment on one of the videos. And or our Discord. Okay, we have links on our Instagram or our socials and stuff on the YouTube channel here. And if you Google Trifecta Airsoft or Trifecta Airsoft podcast, you will see plenty of places to hit me up on. Okay, anyone that has not been on here yet, I would love to meet you and talk with you on here and have you as a guest. You don't have to be professional. If you've seen any of these, it's really laid back. Okay. I don't have a format. We just kind of chit chat about your airsoft experience and your story. And some of these go, 30 minutes, and some of them have gone 4 hours. All right. And it really just depends on the flow of the conversation and how comfortable you feel talking on here. And that's kind of where it goes. And one of the things that I'm really trying to do on this podcast is make a lot of connections, not for me, but for y'all, okay, for the airsoft community, connecting people throughout the world in the airsoft community. So whether you're a novice and brand new and just getting started, and just, a couple months ago you were using a Springer for airsoft, or you're a veteran airsoft player, been, playing for a long time, okay, then you're all welcome on here to share your story. All right, guys, appreciate you. Let's get into the video.
Said try the shotgun. I'm small. I'm tiny. I'm 5'1" now.
Okay.
And I'm 23. Imagine 15-year-old me and skin and bones. So imagine a 12-gauge shotgun on my shoulder.
Oh, okay. Your dad was just trying to teach you a lesson, okay? That has to be what it is.
So he had to hold my shoulder so it doesn't blow off, and it still ended up blowing off my shoulder. I dropped it after I shot it, and then I was crying. Gosh. I thought I dislocated it because it hurt so bad.
I'm sure.
But after that, I'm afraid of shotguns because I haven't grown.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you for having me on.
Awesome. Yeah, we might get interrupted. My two of our granddaughters are here. They're gonna spend the night tonight. Okay. Yeah, they're 5 and 7. So we're going to take them, they're spending the night tonight because we're going to take them to they have this kids, children's museum down here in South Carolina.
Okay.
And it's about an hour or so drive away from us. So we're going to take them to that tomorrow since they're off school because of Martin Luther King Day or whatever. So,
oh, yeah. Huh.
Right. And so they're spending the night. So they're running up and down the hall right now, and they try to come in here all the time. They're like, Papa, what are you doing in there?
All good.
But I got the door locked so they won't bust in.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. I have 2 younger siblings, so they'll probably pop in every so often.
Yeah. And I was going to say that, it's no big deal. It's very normal. These are very laid back. I don't know if you've ever seen any, but they're...
yeah, I have.
Okay. So I am not professional. Okay. This is... yeah. We've had a couple people, like one of the guys I talked with, I think he was with Guerrilla Gun Club. His daughter was not even 1, and she was crying for him. So he was like, and he's like, is it okay? Dude, yeah, bring her on here. So she sat on his lap for the last 20 minutes of our podcast. So cool. So I mean, my wife and I love kids, so we had 5 of our own. They're all adults now. And we have 7 grandkids, so,
it's a party.
Right. Yeah, so you are Chloe, right?
Yes.
Okay. And now, do you have a call sign for when you play Airsoft?
No, I don't.
A nickname? What do they call you?
Just Chloe, nothing crazy.
Speedy? You play Speedsoft, right?
I do play Speedsoft, but more recently I've been doing more TAC leagues. But I've been on and off due to school and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so tell me a little about yourself. Where did you grow up, and where are you at now, and how did you get into Airsoft?
So I grew up in Loma Linda in California. It's like so they call it a blue zone over here. It's mainly hospitals, and I've been here basically all my life.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've just been here. Currently I am doing school for nursing at RCC, hopefully in a transfer to Loma Linda University. That's my hope.
Yeah. Now, do you want to do do you want to be an RN?
Yeah. So my dad's a VA nurse over there. He's jumped from ICU to Code Blue, Rapid Response. He's all over the place.
Whoa. So, okay.
Yeah.
That's where the action is.
Yeah, exactly. So I plan to be kind of like him. He's basically my mentor throughout my whole schooling. So
that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have 2 more years, so hopefully I get transferred and accepted.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will. You're probably doing very well in school, I'm sure.
I'm trying. It's a process. It really is.
I know. Well, my wife she works in the medical field, so she's a CMA at a doctor's office. Been for 12 years or so, and when she went through schooling, she's very good at studying. And hey there.
Sorry, brother.
That's okay.
You needed the key.
Who's that?
My brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I needed a key.
Yeah, my wife's been in that field for a while, and she thought about going back to school to be an RN, but she kind of goes back and forth, Like sometimes she wants to, sometimes she's like, I don't want to, but she's really good at studying. She she got straight A's when she did the school for CMA. Now, I will say this: when she was doing the CMA stuff, our kids were older. Like, they didn't need a lot of care. It was still busy, but they were like older teenagers, and a couple of them were adults. So we didn't have to, take care of little kids while she was
baby,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? So you got your dad's doing that, and that kind of influenced you to go into the medical field. And then, have you done any hands-on stuff yet?
The closest thing to hands-on, I would say, is that I volunteer at Easter Seals camp and Big Bear, actually. It's a camp for disability kids, and like anyone who has disabilities just want to experience like a summer camp.
Really?
So yeah.
Now, what do they do? Big Bear's. We've been out there to the Big Bear Mountain.
Yeah, Big Bear Mountain. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was stationed in California in Oceanside. Camp Pendleton. It's about 40 miles north of San Diego, but we went to Big Bear a couple times. So, but yeah, so they have a like a charity.
Yeah, it's a charity. It's like for like a disability camp.
Yeah. What do they do with the kids up there?
So
like hiking and.
Yeah, we do some like small hikes. They have like a whole carnival, and it's a whole week thing from Sunday to Saturday.
Right.
And it's a lot of hard work, but honestly, So, but it makes them feel, normal. The disability is like out the door, like that.
Right. Yeah, they don't even think about it. And what kind of disabilities are we talking? Like wheelchairs or mental?
We got, a little bit mental. We have autism, Down syndrome, a lot of that.
Down syndrome.
So yeah,
I used to do that as well. Okay.
Yeah, and honestly, like whenever I get the chance to, like I haven't gone the past 2 years due to like schooling and like all the extra stuff that's been going on. But this year for sure I'll be there, and I honestly miss it. I really do.
I'm sure.
And it's like the most rewarding thing ever. And it's volunteer work, and you don't get money off of it, but it feels so rewarding.
Oh, it is. It really is. Those what's cool about it is when I did it, I did it when I was an older teenager, almost an adult, getting ready to graduate high school, and it was through our church. Youth group or whatever, and we went to a bunch of different facilities to help out and hang out with the kids and stuff. And they were, I call them kids, but they were our age or a little bit like in their early 20s, but Down syndrome. What I loved about it was they're adults, but they don't have all of the fears that we had. They don't have the I'm afraid of what somebody's going to think of me kind of thing. So if they like you, bro, they're hugging you. They're like, they're gonna tell you, I like you, like
right. And like
they're so honest. Yeah, they give the best hugs.
Give the best hugs.
Oh yeah. It's really cool. I think it's something we unfortunately we kind of lose as we get older, and kind of getting toughened up as we get older, because we get made fun of. And we don't like that feeling of rejection, and so we guard ourselves, and we want to act like everyone else, which is really unfortunate. So, and then we get around those guys, and they're 100% themselves. They do not care if they look silly or what, if somebody thinks they don't care. It's honesty. That's what it is. Pure honesty. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's like the greatest feeling ever. Just seeing like how much they're enjoying whatever activity we're doing that day.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. It's such like, not euphoric, but like heartwarming feeling.
It really is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now, do you think that might be a direction you want to go, like with nursing and stuff? Maybe work. Or kind of, or at least put your time into some of those events.
Yeah, I'll definitely put my time into it for sure.
Cool. That's good. Okay. Yeah, I meet a lot of people, a lot of girls in the medical industry down here, and that are going to school, or they're in the working in the hospitals and that kind of thing, working in daycare, or not daycare, the care facilities that are special for the disability, like the autism. That's a big one. That we have a facility that has a whole section of their building that's just for the adults with autism. Like the extreme case, like they can't take care of themselves and stuff. And almost everyone I've talked with, they love that kind of work. It's difficult. It's not always easy, but they love that kind of work. Yeah.
Very, very rewarding.
Yeah. Cool. So you're in Cali. How did you end up in paintball? I mean, in airsoft.
So my boyfriend actually introduced it to me about a year ago or so.
Okay.
It was more of a like for me to just watch and then see if my brother, who just came in earlier, would like it. But I ended up being more into it than he is. So
that's cool.
I got really, really into it. So if you know him, Pen Tuesdays, that's him. So he's the one who got me into it, and I've been doing it ever since. Honestly, obviously it's on and off, but I try my best to, like, take the time. That's my way of relaxing, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, my home field is like N1 for sure. It's N1. Oh. I'm there like every so often.
Yeah.
And then and I've been doing TAC leagues recently with Bio. And
dude, I had that guy on here, the guy that runs Bio.
Mike? Yeah. Mike?
I had him on here a year and a half ago or last year.
Yeah. He's great.
He's awesome.
He's so fun. Yeah, I love TAC leagues. To be honest, I'm still brand new to it. I feel like I'm like still like kind of a novice to it.
Sure.
And like I'll come in every so often and play, but I do sit a lot in the back. I get kind of intimidated, but once I like really, really get into it, that's when I start pushing up and everything.
Okay.
And,
I mean, you'll get better. That's the whole process. That's the process of it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's the one that the event he does. I can't remember what it's called, but he has the buzzer right in the middle.
Oh, Syndicate. Yes. Yeah. So I was in that. That was like my first big competition.
Okay. Wow.
For me, and it was pretty nerve-wracking, honestly.
I'm sure.
I never done that in my life, let alone Airsoft. If you told me this like 5 years ago that I'll be doing Airsoft, I wouldn't have believed you. Because like there's no way. But yeah, Syndicate was fun. I really enjoyed it. I went alongside my boyfriend, and then Abby, who was also part of the Goon Squad, and then Hannah. Yeah. So I believe she was on here too.
Hannah was definitely on here. I don't know if Abby was on here. I don't
think so. But yeah, I remember Hannah for sure was on here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So I was playing.
Hannah's she's the one in the Marine Corps, right?
Yeah.
The one in the military. Yeah.
That's her.
Yeah, I had her on here. Yep.
Yeah, that's her. So I was playing alongside them with Goon Squad, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of adrenaline.
Oh, sure. Isn't that one with the buzzer? Isn't that like there's a countdown timer? Like there's like you can't sit around. You got to do something.
You really can't.
Okay.
Yeah, I think on Syndicate's Instagram feed, there's a video of me like sliding to one of the barriers, and then that's probably like one of the most like well-known thing about. I guess I don't know. I'm still new, so like no one really knows me that well.
Yeah, but you're brand new, and you're already making headlines in their videos. Okay.
No, I know. When I saw that, it was crazy. Like no way. But yeah. So yeah, you can't sit. You cannot sit at all over there. And like the matches are so fast paced, and like think like max would be like 2-3 minutes.
Right.
Like, everyone's like going back and forth, trying to hit the buzzer, getting everyone out. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing the videos for that when before I had them on. I was looking up some of the videos for it. It was really cool, really fun to watch.
It is fun. It's honestly so fun, and hopefully I get to go to another one again.
Good. So, how long's your boyfriend been playing?
He started, I think, maybe like a few months before I did.
Okay.
At the time, we weren't really dating. We were just more like buddies, like best friends at the time. So he just took me just because my brother wanted to go, and I ended up just taking the spot.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Now, how did you guys meet? Through like in school or something?
We actually worked together.
Oh, okay.
We realized we were both in school.
Nice.
When we actually worked at a McDonald's together.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's great.
So I was his manager at the time. And then when I met him, I was training him.
Yeah.
So, and then we ended up, hanging out, talking, and then we realized we went to the same school together. Mm-hmm. And then we would take the humanities classes together and whatnot.
Sure.
And then and brought me to Airsoft and all that, and
right.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife and I, we met in high school with a similar type of thing. We were in the same humanities type of class, mm-hmm. and we tried to sit close to each other. We didn't know at the time until after we started dating. We told each other, but we were kind of trying to sit close to each other in the class because we both had a crush on each other. This was in 11th grade. Okay.
Okay.
You're young. I mean, older teenager, but so we've known each other a very long time. We've been married 31 years. So
wow.
We've known each other for longer than that. But speaking of meeting somebody at a restaurant job, whatever, when you're younger, mm-hmm. is my youngest son is 24, and when he was 16, he met his current wife. When they were both 16, they worked at Moe's, the Southwestern Grill.
Yeah.
So they worked at Moe's together, and I think she was there before him. She might have been his boss actually too. When he worked there, and now they're married and they have 3 kids.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it's cool. You never know where you're going to meet somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good. Now, how about your siblings? You guys, so your brother, he's already exposed to airsoft, but he's not really. He's like whatever. But what about your other siblings?
My sister. So my brother, he just turned 21. And my sister is turning 19 on Wednesday, actually.
Oh, nice.
17th.
Okay.
So, but I exposed them to it because I think my dad wanted me to push them to it too, so they have some sort of activity to do.
Yeah, activity.
At
hobby,
first, I was kind of it's kind of my thing. I don't want them to. They don't have to be around me all the time.
I grew up with these guys, okay? I spent all day and night with them, okay? Sometimes sharing the same room and doing all this stuff with the family. I'm done, okay? I need my own thing.
Yeah, let me have this one.
Yeah, I got to have this one thing for myself, okay?
Right?
I totally get it. Yeah.
Yeah. I do have a really, really close relationship with my siblings.
Sure.
Yeah. So I kind of got them into it. I took them to, I think, I forgot which tackle league. It was a tackle league that I brought them first.
Okay.
It was Vietnam. We did the Vietnam tackle league. Yeah. And actually, my dad was part of it too.
That's kind of
forced him. I forced him into it, so I forced him to play with us.
Yeah.
But they enjoyed it. They loved it. So, and then they will come to tackle leagues with us too. And yeah, they're not as into it as I am. Yeah. But they'll participate. They'll
Good.
Come in with us to play pubs at N1 every so often.
Yeah.
Or join us for a tackle league. But yeah. They're pretty good at it actually.
Okay.
They're pretty good.
Good.
Actually, all 3 of us had real steel training when we were younger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I started when I was 13 with my dad.
Nice.
And then I think my siblings around the same age too.
Yeah.
So we kind of have a feel for it already.
Right.
And it's just like getting that competition feel is like the new thing for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so good to hear. I feel I'm one of those parents that feel like it's I believe that it's very important to teach your children gun safety, even if you don't like guns, even if a parent doesn't like guns or want them in the house or whatever. But I feel like it's our responsibility to do that, because at some point in their life, the chances that they're going to run into, be exposed to a real firearm in an unprofessional setting is the chances are high. And I always wanted my kid, I thought if something bad happened because I didn't teach them, man, I'd feel horrible, like I didn't do my job as a parent. So it really makes me happy when I hear people on here talk about their parents taught them this kind of, or expose them to this training.
Just to get familiar to it. So you're not scared of it.
Yeah.
You're not intimidated, don't know what to do.
Right.
Yeah. But know it safely.
Know it safely.
Walking it around, you're not doing crazy shit about it.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, you get a healthy respect for it too, because you can't feel the pressure that happens when that thing goes off and the recoil, right? When you're watching a movie and a TV show, you can't feel it.
You don't see it.
The concussion and the smell of the gunpowder. It's like all of these things happen in that instantaneous second or whatever. And it's like wherever that thing's pointing, that's where that bullet's going. So you got to make sure it's pointing at a safe place or at the thing you're trying to shoot. So you can't take it back. And when you do that first time and that thing goes off in your hand, you're like, okay, this is real. Like, do not point this in the wrong direction, even by accident. That's good.
Yeah. One of the very first times I went shooting with my dad, I think after like 2 years after I was 15, and then my dad said like, "Oh, try the shotgun." I'm like, okay. I'm small. I'm tiny. I'm 5'1" now.
Okay.
And I'm 23. Imagine 15-year-old me and skin and bones. So imagine a 12-gauge shotgun on my shoulder.
Oh. Okay, your dad was just trying to teach you a lesson, okay? That has to be what it is.
He had to hold my shoulder so it doesn't blow off. And it still ended up blowing off my shoulder. I dropped it after I shot it, and then I was crying. Gosh. I thought I dislocated it because it hurt so bad.
I'm sure.
But after that, I'm afraid of shotguns because I haven't grown.
Thanks, Dad.
Basically, I haven't grown. I haven't I have the respect for it. I'm just not gonna touch it.
Right.
If I have to, God forbid, I'll use it. But
you can pick it up. You know how to do it, but yeah,
I'm not touching it.
Funny enough, I did that to my sister when the way I grew up. I'm in the middle, and I have two sisters, older and younger. And when I came back from boot camp, I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years. When I came back from boot camp, I was like determined to teach my sisters how to shoot a gun, because when we grew up, we weren't allowed to have guns in the house. My dad wasn't allowed to gun. Nobody was for guns at all. And so my first real exposure to guns, I had a couple friends that their dad went hunting and things like that. So I was exposed to shooting here and there once in a great while when I went camping with them or something like that. But I didn't spend a lot of time around guns. And when I went to boot camp and I came back, I was like, I need to teach my sisters how to handle a handgun just for safety, just to know in case something happens or whatever, how to pick it up and point it in the right direction. Okay. And they were so afraid to go, but I made them go. So my younger sister, she was the baby of the family, and my older sister and I were always, like, oh, she's always getting her way. Okay. My mom and dad are always giving her what she wants because she's the baby of the family, that kind of thing. So, I took her separately from my older sister, and I took my 12 gauge, and so I taught both my sisters how to shoot a little 38 revolver, right? A 38 caliber revolver. It's real easy to shoot, real easy to handle. And I gave her the 12 gauge, and I was like, look, come on, I'll show you. You know, you hold it like this, but I didn't shoot it in front of her. I just wanted to, because I knew the sound would scare her. But I did the same thing with her. So I was like, no, it's not even a big deal. Oh, she was so mad at me. She was so mad at me. She almost dropped it. It knocked her. She gave her a bruise like the next day. She was like, I am so sore from that. I'm not going to forgive you. Okay. I'm not forgiving you. It's funny though. I laughed. Yeah. Okay. I laughed.
It's a funny story to tell. Like at the moment, sure. It sucks. But like later on, it's a funny story to tell.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. Okay. How about, do you guys have, no, obviously not for Airsoft and stuff, but like your grandparents stuff, do you have other family that's close to you, you guys hang out with?
Yeah, I have my grandparents who literally live down the street from me. They're like...
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's on my dad's side.
Okay.
They literally live down the street and they're always bringing us food. Like, at the most random times, too.
Really?
Like, I'll be mid-cooking for dinner, and then my grandma would bring, like, a big plate of food. He's like, oh, I made this. I'm like halfway done cooking. So we have extra food.
Oh, like, that's funny.
It's something like I shouldn't take for granted, obviously, because it's my grandparents. I love them to death. I really do. But like when I'm mid cooking,
right?
Most of the time, like it's a little annoying.
You could have asked me an hour ago, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
And then I have family in LA. That's on my mom's side, and I actually have my cousins that live up north. Near Napa. So
oh yeah.
So we're all, my whole family's close.
Spread out, yeah. Spread out in California, yeah.
Yeah, that's it's good. Spread out. And then I have, just like extended family in the Philippines and whatnot.
Yeah.
But, like everyone else is close here. We're all close family. Good knit, close knit family here. And I appreciate it. Honestly, I don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
And I really do. I'm all about like family relationships.
That's good.
Like, especially with my siblings right now too.
Yep. Yeah, I started recently, like in the last month, I started doing a family tree online, and then started getting out all these old photo albums, and trying to, I want to make an actual photo album, like a hard copy of a family tree. Okay, so I want to make where my grandkids can sit down, and I can flip through this book and show them kind of where they fit in on the family, with pictures and stories and something that that's tangible they can hold. Mm-hmm. I know they can hold the tablet or the iPad or the
have it physical in your hand.
It is something different about it. It really is. I don't know why. I can't explain why. I feel like it means more than them just sitting this tablet and swiping over. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. It feels like there's a disconnect when, but when you have this thing that it's big and it's heavy, and then you just sit down and open this thing up where all the pages are huge and pictures are falling out, it's like, and you have all these stories that go with it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. There's something kind of cool about it,
It's such a nicer feeling.
It really is.
Like, see it. And then my mom actually has that. We have like a whole cabinet in our living room, like just a whole bunch of like photo albums from our family. And then my mom would write handwritten notes on it too, like on the side of it. And then, it gets worn out over time, but like just seeing it, like much more of a nostalgic feeling.
It really is.
Right. Yeah.
That's cool. Okay. What's weird is most of my adult life, I wasn't into that. I guess I didn't. I mean, I thought, oh, okay, that's nice. You sit down and look at photo albums with your kids or whatever, but I really wasn't into it on my own. Like I just didn't feel like it was necessary, or it didn't benefit. I didn't know what the benefit was. Okay, oh, it's nice to do, but I'm like, what am I teaching my kids with this? And recently, now that's how I was when our kids were younger, and I was working a lot of overtime. And be honest, for quite a few years, my priorities weren't the best. You know what I mean? I think I put work and making money over most everything else. And it's not like I made a lot of money, but I could make a lot more money with overtime. And it's almost like that became my focus. And with our 5 kids, I still spent time with them, but my wife and I grew apart. You know, we were kind of distant for quite a few years. And when I started doing this family retreat thing, just like a month ago, man, it really brought back, I don't know why, I'm like really into it now. So, and I'm teaching my kids, and they're like, what? You didn't do this when we were growing up. Like, what? I'm like, yeah. Come here. Let me show you let me show you this thing. They're like, okay, Dad, whatever. Yeah. You're getting weird as you get older. I'm like, I know, man. I want to pass these things on, you know? Yeah. So
good change of heart.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Yeah, that's something that's changed in the last 5-6 months or less, I guess, is that kind of stuff. You know, being more present when we spend time with our family. You know, and I wasn't before. I was always drinking. That was the thing. I was drunk all the time, or half drunk, and I just stopped in October. Listen, I didn't even plan it, okay? And I'm not trying to take up all your time here and talk about myself, but I texted this is the night before October 1st, okay? I don't usually plan things ahead too much. I'm not really a good planner, okay? I'm more of a spontaneous kind of person. And so I texted all 3 of my boys. We have 3 boys, 2 girls. And I texted them all and I said, hey, you guys want to do Sober October? And they said no. And I was like, come on, it'll be fun. And so we all had different things that we wanted to give up. So I gave up drinking. They were like, you're going to give up drinking. I'm like, yeah. And so they each gave up something else. So we did. One of my sons gave up fast food. He gained a lot of weight this past year. He was eating fast food every day. So he gave up that. My other son gave up, the vape stuff, whatever, with the nicotine. He gave up that, and because he was smoking, I think the equivalent of like 3 packs of cigarettes a day with the nicotine he was using. Yeah, it was crazy. So he gave up that. My other son gave up some other kind of food or whatever. So anyway, so after the month, oh, that's okay.
Come here.
Yeah, go ahead.
My little doggy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Not really little. Come here. Hi. The old man. He's 8 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he needs attention.
Yeah,
he really needs attention.
We all do. Dogs included. That's that's part of it. But yeah, so I haven't gone back to drinking. It was just I didn't even plan on stopping. I just I didn't miss it, and some things happened in my life that I didn't want to. I don't feel the need to be numb anymore. So now I'm like, I'm with the family stuff. I'm way more like into that stuff. My kids are going, hey, what happened? They have a group text together, all my kids, and they're like texting. One of my daughters was telling me around Christmas time, yeah, that we're talking about you because Cassidy said, what happened to Dad? Like what? Well, he's being nice and he's doing, all this stuff. It's funny. Yeah. And he's not drinking. Like what? We didn't see him drink during the holidays. So, but anyway.
All siblings have a sibling chat. Letting more from experience too.
Oh yeah.
I have a sibling chat.
I think it's great. Yeah. So, It's been cool, man. Getting, doing all this family stuff, and obviously just coming out of the holidays, where we all got together a lot, which is fun. So, yeah, I'm really glad you have family close by, and it's good that you're aware of trying not to take it for granted. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to not take things for granted because when we have it so readily available, it's hard not to. Like you really have to be, conscious and aware of being thankful or grateful for certain things on the daily,
Right.
Yeah. So what do you got planned for this new year? Do you have any New Year's resolutions? They say that.
Resolutions. To be honest, I've never made New Year's resolutions. I always thought knowing myself, I'm gonna quit like the second week of the year.
That's most people.
Right. So like knowing myself, but honestly, if I were to make New Year's resolutions, I for sure want to like finish my generals for my nursing. That's hopefully by the end of the year I should be done with that and transferring over to wherever it takes me. Because the nursing schooling stuff is very competitive. So wherever it takes me, really, it's like great.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I want to go out more and play. That's like a real thing for me. Like I would probably the past year or so, I'll probably only play like 1 or 2 times a month, unless it's like we're training for like the syndicate thing that happened,
right?
Or like I wouldn't even train for like attack league. It's just casual play for me. But competition stuff like that, I would like probably go 2 or 3 times more. But I honestly want to go out more and play.
Okay.
And get better.
Hey, that's good. Yeah.
Grow within the sport too.
Right. I was just thinking, you said N1. Isn't that Airsofter Sam? Have you met her?
Yes.
Is she over there? Yeah.
I've only met her a few times. And I was doing like some like private events.
Okay.
But I would like to talk to her. I would like to, be, affiliated with her, get to know her. Because another thing why I started, like, I don't see a lot of airsoft girls. I really don't. There's not a lot. And that's why I also pushed my sister to start playing with me too.
Right.
So I think it's nice to have a good group. Like, and
it's that camaraderie. It's the guys get together. They have this, there is a dynamic that happens between guys and then, together, and girls together. And if you're interested in this and you're having fun doing it, you want to connect, right, with other women that know what it's like. And you're like, hey, how did you start out? What did you do? Like that's just like what the guys do, but it is different. It's like it feels different. It makes you feel better that someone like you is there. And that's what I love about this. One of the purposes of this podcast is to help connect people. So I've had Airsofter Sam on here. That's why I asked. I knew she played at N1 and that kind of thing. So this is I'm trying to do that family treat thing with Airsofters on here. Okay. So hopefully y'all can get together. And because Sam said the same thing. She's like, I would love, she says it all the time on her own videos, and I think she said it on our podcast too about, hey, if you ever see me, she was talking to the whoever's watching this video or whatever, if you ever see me at the field, come up and say hi. Don't be shy. I know it's sometimes you get your gear on, you get ready to go on the field, and it gets, once it starts, there's not a whole lot of time to stand around and talk,
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's good. Yeah, hopefully you'll connect with her. That's good.
Yeah. I know for sure I connected with Zoe, Airsoft Zoe.
Yep.
Yeah, I recently connected with her. We chat every so often.
Yeah, she's cool too.
Yeah. So
she was one of the few people in general and the few girls that hit me up to be on the podcast. She I forget, she's out in, I think she's in Georgia.
I believe so.
Yeah, and I had a handful of people on that she knew, like online, and so she texted me, was like, "Hey, I see all these people on here that I know. I'd like to be on there." I said, "Let's go. Come on, let's go." So yeah, she's very cool.
Yeah, and then Hannah and Abby are obviously like teammates that I've hung out ever since I started. Hannah for sure.
Yeah.
Hannah really, really helped me a lot starting to get into it.
Good.
So yeah, I applaud all the girls who are starting over here too.
Right.
It's not easy. It's really not. But
no, it's a guy's sport. Like, it started out as it still is mostly men, and men and young men and guys. So you've got the maturity level is all over the place on the field. Right. So it's not the easiest environment to be in the first place. Mm-hmm. And then, oh, great, we got a girl on our team. Okay.
Exactly.
Like, I know. I have two sisters.
I hated that. I would hate that. It's like, we have a girl on our team. Like, I know what I'm doing.
Right.
And, like, in general, I know what I'm doing. I probably won't be the best, but I contribute,
Right. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you can get over, and that's what I tell everyone on here, and especially the girls. Like, if you're starting out and you're the only girl, at your field, it's just get through that. If you can get through that first initial couple of times, where because you're new, they're going to pick on you. And this goes for guys too. If you're new, they're going to pick on you. That's what it is. But they're definitely going to pick on you. You're new and you're a girl. Just get over that. Get through it those first couple times, and then those guys would be like, "Oh, okay, come on, let's go." And and then they'll even, they'll want you on their team eventually.
Exactly.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, look, the Airsoft is not that serious, okay?
It really isn't. I don't know why.
I mean, bro,
so seriously.
There's not a $50,000 prize at the end, all right? Like, we're not losing anything when we leave here.
Like, relax a little bit.
Yeah, relax, bro. Okay, holy cow. Yep, that's good. Now, what kind of do you run a pistol on the field?
I do. I run an AP. Normally.
Oh, AP-01. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, that was a gift from my boyfriend for, I think, Christmas. Yeah.
That's good.
It's mainly pistol for me. Getting better at it. I'm at first when I started, I was like, oh, I can't run pistols because I am actually left eye dominant but right-handed, so it's a little harder for me.
Right.
So I thought the rifle would be easier for me.
Yeah.
But once I had my hand on like pistols and all that, it got easier. I thought it was so much easier.
It's way easier if you're going to run from cover to cover. Mm-hmm. It really is. Yeah.
Then,
especially the AP-01, it's really light.
Yeah, they are. They're really, really light.
Yep.
Yeah, and whenever I'm indoors, I'm usually in snake, so it's a lot easier for me.
Oh, okay.
To carry like.
So you run and dive in there and stuff.
I try. I try to. Yeah.
Or slide in on your knees or whatever.
I try.
Is it concrete floor there at N1?
I think
or
so.
Turf?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's concrete.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And yeah, well, with the height, I think it's easier for me to like.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're standing in the group, like, oh, she's 5'1". Yep, you're in snake. Get over there.
No, literally, everyone's like, Chloe Snake. I'm like, no one wants. I don't want to be there. That's where everyone goes. Yeah.
Right.
And then, so when I switched over to the pistol, it was so much easier than carrying like a rifle that's like half of me, basically.
Yeah.
When I'm lugging that thing across the field.
Yeah. Well, especially in snake, it's hard to peek up over with the rifle. Yeah. It's hard to get a good angle.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Now, what have you? So you use the AAP01. Have you tried any other kind of airsoft guns?
I just got a new one from the Tech League that I won from the raffle. I'm not good with names.
Is it close by?
It is.
Get it. Let's see it.
I can find it.
Okay.
Gun names and all that crazy stuff.
You don't have to know it. It's fine.
But I got this KWA. One at I think it was BB Wars. BB Wars, I won this one.
Oh my god, that thing's awesome. Is that an MPX?
I believe so.
It might be an MPX.
It is. It is an MPX.
Dude, that trigger. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's got the double finger trigger guard for gloves and for double. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so actually my boyfriend was the one who upgraded it for me because I don't know anything for it. So I give him all the credit for making it look good.
Oh, for sure. No, that's cool though.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing looks badass. Okay.
This is my go-to for right now, other than my AAP.
Right.
So
that's a good go-to. Those things are popular right now.
So I'm glad I got it. I needed one anyways. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I give all the credit to my boyfriend making it look good. And
now, what's your little? What do you got? Like a little trinket on there?
Yeah, I got a little curly thing. my little thing for it. I know it's mine. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll have to have your boyfriend on separately too.
Yes. Please
that'd be fun.
Yes.
That's really actually pretty common what I do. When I have somebody on, I'll have their significant other on like soon after. And it's actually happened quite a bit, quite often on here. So, and then I started, like, one of the girls I had on from the UK, Red Panda, had her on, and then I had her boyfriend on, and then I had them both on, like, within, like, I don't know, like a month in between each other. So I had her on, then her boyfriend like a month later, and then a month later or maybe a few months later, had them both on as a couple. And it was really fun. So it's cool, Yeah.
Honestly, if we were both on, he'd probably do more of the talking. he would talk. And, like, in a good way.
Yeah.
He can explain more than I could.
I had somebody else is out near, I think fairly close to your area. Oh my gosh. Oh, I can see her face, and I can't. Valkyrie is her call sign, whatever, on Instagram, and so she's out in the LA area, is what it is. And so I had her on initially, and I said, so her boyfriend got home when, or maybe it's her husband, got home while she was on. And I said, does he want to be on with you? And she was like, she asked him. And he's like, no. But then he ended up talking off camera, like behind it, where I could hear him, and he could hear me, because I think she was on a laptop or something. And so he could hear me. And so he started, talking. Like, me and him were talking, but I couldn't see him. And I was like, does he just want to be on? She's like, no, he don't want to be on. I'm like, but he's already on, like, we're already talking. Oh, yeah.
Might as well.
So, yeah, I'll definitely reach out to your boyfriend. I think he joined the Discord after you, or no, maybe it was my Instagram. I think he hit me up on Instagram, or followed my Instagram or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll have to I'll hit you up after this and see you can send me his details or whatever, so I can message him.
I think he'd it too.
Yeah, that'd be great. Well, thank you so much, Chloe. I appreciate you being on here. It was really nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, so for you and for anyone else listening, we were, because this is going to release, tonight or tomorrow. So we originally, for anyone out there that's going to watch this, we originally, Chloe and I, originally decided or planned this to kind of talk about the recent event with Airsoft Samurai being in the news or whatever. It's kind of a big blow to the Airsoft people that knew him. And, he's been on this podcast. So, but I wanted to, the reason I'm mentioning this right now is because I wanted to say to you that I'm proud of you for messaging me afterwards and saying, hey, I don't really want to talk about that because it's still kind of soon, too soon, and I don't want to. The gist I got was, hey, let's not bash, right? We don't want to bash this up, and I'm the same way. I don't like doing that on here. That's not what this podcast is about. It's about connecting people. It's about love and respect, and in and off the field, on and off the field. So I don't want to bring negative light to somebody or to a situation. Right. So we decided to still do this podcast, but not talk about that. Okay. So I know there's a lot of you guys out there that have messaged me in the past couple of days that, want to kind of talk about it or whatever. And I'm in agreement with you that, it just happened. I know it's kind of big news for airsofters, but I don't want to make it about that. So it's not going to really do anybody any good. For the most part, everyone's kind of shared the story, kind of got the word out as far as like as a warning, I guess, or whatever. But so we don't really need to do that on here. So, but I appreciate that you texted me last night and said that, hey, I don't really want to talk about that. I was really glad. Okay.
Thank you.
So, yeah, absolutely. But thank you for being on here, and
thank you.
Good luck with your Speedsoft venture this year.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, you have a good night.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.